Shalas. The people are essentially cattle keepers. The society, cattle keepers. The society is polyandrous. Polyandry, polygamy, opposite to polygamy is polyandrous. I mean having more than one husband. It is a common practice. In Ladakh, only the eldest brother marries. And the descendants are known by the name of the eldest brother. This is a cultural, totally different. In other parts, you will not find this type of culture. Anyhow, from the economic point of view, they are less developed, you can say. And one point which you may not write in the examination is, they are vegetarians. They don't believe in hinsa or slaughtering of their cattle. But if some animal dies, natural death or artificial death, they take or consume that animal. This is a different culture. In other religions, dead animals are not eaten. But the Ladakhis, they eat non-veg only if the animal dies a natural death. A very unique feature of this culture. And many a times, I am telling you, that is cruelty towards animal. If there is some function or guest, or some celebrations, and the animal is not dying, artificially they kill the animal. They put some cotton in the mouth and nose. They stop the breathing of the sheep or goat. And when the animal is not breathing, naturally in the night that dies and they eat it. No need to write because the atmosphere is not very good these days about the meat and beef, etc. Avoid this sentence, but I am telling you, this is in practice, it is a totally different cultural region of our country. Next, number 2. Next, Kashmiri cultural region. This cultural region spreads in the valley of Kashmir. And the Bhadarwa Valley. Bhadarwa Valley is in Jammu division. Actually, you know, the state of J&K has three different regions, having different religious and cultural composition. One is the Jammu division, predominantly Hindu population area. Second is the Kashmir Valley, predominantly Muslim dominated area. And the third is the Ladakh region, predominantly Ladakhi population. But in Jammu division, there is a valley in the Doda district or Chenab Valley, which is known as the mini Kashmir. This Bhadarwa Valley is also known as mini Kashmir. need not to write in such a detail. But why it is called mini Kashmir, let me tell you. In the 19th century, early part of 19th century, there were so many famines in the valley of Kashmir. Many people out-migrated from the valley and they settled down in the Bhadarwa. Bhadarwa is also a valley surrounded by mountains. The another feature of Bhadarwa valley, firstly, the Kashmiri speaking people are living there. Linguistically, they are the same because they out-migrated from the valley of Kashmir. Secondly, it is also lacustrine deposits area or Karewa region. Saffron in India is grown in the valley of Kashmir and the Bhadarwa valley. So the second feature which is common with both is the cultivation of saffron. Saffron is grown in the Karewas, and Karewas are the lacustrine deposits. You know it. And thirdly, the language is the same. That's why it is known as the mini Kashmir, Bhadarwa. So, Kashmir, let me share with you this Ghulam Nabi Azad, who is a leader of the Congress party. He is from Bhadarwa. He is not a Kashmiri. The Kashmiri don't accept him. They consider he is outsider. He is not a perfect Kashmiri. Kashmiri perfect means who stays there in the valley of Kashmir. So, to this fellow, though he speaks Kashmiri, Hindi, all these they speak, and the ancestors were from Kashmir valley, but the typical Kashmiris don't recognize him as a representative of the Kashmiri culture. Anyhow, whatever the reason may be, you forget all these things. So, this second Kashmiri cultural region, it spreads the valley of Kashmir and Bhadarwa. This sentence is relevant. Now, the people belong to the Nordic race. Aryans. They speak Kashmiri language. Kashmiri is different from Hindi or Urdu. The linguist of these people is Kashmiri, and they have a mixture. Mixture of Dari and Pashto languages. Pashto is the language of Afghanistan. Dari is the language of a distorted form of Persian is spoken in Tajikistan. Tajikistan is a separate republic. So the language is having some affinity with Afghani language and the Tajik language. You need not to go in such a detail, but remember, the language is Kashmiri. And so far the religion of these people is concerned, Kashmiri cultural religion. Initially they were Kashmiri Pandits, Aryans, belonging to the upper Varan ashram system, upper part, upper class. But in the 18th century, many of them got converted to Islam. This is actually the ethnic and linguistic and religious composition of these people. Initially they were the Brahmins, but some of them got converted into Islam. But they are having the common caste. This caste came in our society from the Aryans, Brahmins, Akshatris, Vaishya and Shudras. So the caste is suffix with the Muslims also. You will find Muslim Bhat, Muslim Kachrus, Muslim Kaul, Pandit calls, Muslim calls. These names are common in those, but they frequently speak their Kashmiri language, which is different. And any person who does not speak Kashmiri language, they consider him as a Punjabi. Punjabi is a derogatory word in the Kashmir. If you are there, they will not say you are from UP or you are from Bihar or you are from Madhya Pradesh. or you are from Kerala. Every person who is not a Kashmiri speaking person, they consider him as a Punjabi. And Punjabi is a derogatory word. As Bihari in Assam, Punjabi is in Kashmir. Same thing. They feel every inferior thing, they say Punjabi. If you are going to purchase fish, the fish seller will ask you, do you need Kashmiri fish or Punjabi fish? This is the level of their actually discrimination. If you want to purchase some mango, I remember one incident. I stayed in Kashmir for about 8-9 years. I was in Nasim Bagh, very close to Hazratbal. So it was the month of Ramadan. In winter season, I was also observing fast. So nearby the side of Dargah, this shrine, there was a fruit seller. No, it was not winter, it was the season, this May, June. There was a fruit seller and I went for Daseri mango. Because in the month of Ramadan, generally food is not consumed by the Muslims. They take milk and fruits. They survive on milk and fruits. Throughout the day, they never consume even water. So I went there, it was evening before sunset time, and I asked, what is the rate of this Daseri? One Kashmiri purchased just before me. I was observing. When he saw that I am not a Kashmiri, he just doubled the price. If he was selling at the rate of 10 rupees, he said 20 rupees per kg at that time. But I said, you gave him at 10 rupees, you are charging, asking for double. So he said in Urdu, Bhai Sahab, kabhi langda khaya hai? Banarsi langda hai. Though it was Daseri. I know because we are from this area, we have our own orchards also. So Kashmiri was dictating me कि आपने कभी लंगड़ा खाया है? Very sarcastically, ये बनारसी असली लंगड़ा है, जो दशहरी हमको लंगड़ा बोल रहा था. This is the way of discrimination. So the Kashmiris have a hierarchy in their society. Kashmiri Muslims number 1, Kashmiri Pandit number 2, outside Muslim number 3, outside Hindus number 4. This is a hierarchy they maintain even selling the goods. The rates will differ from customer to customer. And they used to take us as outsiders. And always complain that the outsiders are working even in the very cold winter when snow is falling. Whenever there was a visit of the Vice Chancellor or the Registrar in different departments at the occurrence of a snowfall, it was only the outside professors who were there in their duties. The local people were not coming, taking it very lightly. So basically, this cultural region is the region of lethargic people. The people of the plain are more smart or more hardworking, or maybe a question of our survival. We were knowing we are working outside of our region. So even the small slackness or mistake may create some problem for us. So all the Hindu professors and Muslim professors from outside, so-called Punjabi professors, they were more efficient in that area. They came out in 1988. I also came out in 1989, and the university almost collapsed. Because those who were working, they left the places. This is that. So in this cultural region, ethnicity is the Nordic, Aryans. Linguistic, they prefer to speak Kashmiri language, though they know Urdu, Hindi also. And thirdly, their religion is a mixture of Hindus and Muslims. There are some Sikh also in minority. They are in outside this Srinagar city. There is a district I am not recalling. Sikh community is also there, because during the period of, there was a big ruler of Punjab. What was it? Ranjit Singh. This area was under Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So many Sikh also settled down there, and there are some pockets of Sikhs. This is the cultural growth. And so far as the customs and traditions are concerned, their dress is different. You can make out. In the winter season, they use a farran, long robe. And essentially, despite being Pandits, they are non-veg. I remember in the month of February or in the beginning of March, there is a Hindu festival, Shivratri. I don't know when it comes in the month, whether March or Shivratri. On the day of Shivratri, all the Pandits rush to the butcher shops early in the morning and they pick up all chickens, all mutton, full goats. They bring and prepare 20 types of different preparations known as Vazwan. Dishes only preparation from the mutton. They go and invite their Muslim friends. And when there is a marriage, 40 types of dishes they prepared. Imagine 40 types of dishes in Hindu Brahmins marriage. So normally the Brahmins of Kashmir, they don't try to marry their children with the Devbhumi Brahmins or the Brahmins of the plain region, because normally the people of the plains are vegetarians. If not, in reality, apparently they are vegetarians. They may be non-veg, but they pose we are the vegetarian. Vaishnu Dhaba, everywhere you will find. So they avoid relationship unless the boy and a girl they agree. This is a totally different cultural region surrounded by mountains, these two valleys. You can write a few sentences on the second. The third cultural region Punjabi Gurmukhi cultural region. And Punjabi here means Sikh. It covers the state of Punjab. And the neighboring areas of Jammu and Haryana. The people belong to the Nordic ethnic group, in bracket Aryans. The language is predominantly Punjabi, though they follow Hindi also. Punjabi. And they are the followers of Sikh religion. And Sikh religion actually is a mixture of Hinduism and Islam. In all their rural settlements and urban places, in their rural settlements and urban places are Gurdwaras. Morning kirtan can be heard everywhere. Amritsar is the sacred place where is the location of Golden Temple. Golden Temple. One more sentence for this. It is the most the population of this region is most dynamic and hardworking. And this can be sufficient because I have to give many cultural regions of India. You got the broader idea how to attempt this question. Ethnicity of the people, language of the people, religion, and some important features. 3-4 sentences on each, that will serve the purpose. The next cultural region is the Devbhumi cultural region. It covers the states of Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. The population is Nordic. Dominated by the Brahmins and Akshatris. People speak Hindi and Pahadi language. And most of the people are the followers of Shivites, Hindu religion. Shiva. This region is characterized by many religious places, like Badrinath, Kedarnath, Hardwar, there are temples, dharamshalas, ashrams, and places of religious preaching. More you can write in case time permits. You know about this area. Recently in 2013 there was a big tragedy in Kedarnath because there was cloud burst. Mandakini, and this Kedarnath is on the bank of Mandakini river, originating from Chorabari glacier. So since there's heavy pressure of religious people visiting these religious shrines, the ecology has been disturbed in this area. Day by day, all these things need not to be written. The number of pilgrims is increasing. So the intelligent people and wise people are the money people. Those who got more money, they are more intelligent. They constructed 5-star hotels, 3-star hotels, and different types of hotel in all these religious places, even in the bed of rivers. So the discharge was checked, and Mandakini took the revenge. You are creating problems for me, I will vanish you within no time. So fortunately Kedarnath was saved by a boulder, big boulder, you know the story. But all these things are relevant. We have to regulate the tourism in this area. If you don't regulate, then in the long run the humanity will suffer. There is a limit. How many people can be accommodated at any tourist place or religious place? If there are 10 lakh people in Kedarnath, accommodation will be provided and rich people will earn more money, but the ecology will be disturbed. Hotels will be on the slopes, and slopes are to be converted into hotels, restaurants, dharamshalas by cutting the forest. So the ecology will go. It is happening. And often it is said that lesser Himalayas are the worst affected areas after independence. All big people are thinking to construct a house in the hills also for summer vacation time. There is more development in the lesser Himalayas because places like Shimla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Almora, all these are in the lesser Himalayas. People are going there, damaging the environment and economy, and there is a rush during the summer season at all these places. So if there is a question in the PT examination, which Himalaya is the worst affected ecologically? Lesser Himalayas. Lesser Himalayas record more rainfall also, not the greater Himalayas. But erosion is maximum in that area. the ecology is most disturbed. Some points, this was the Devbhumi, the population is predominantly Hindi speaking or Pahadi language. Religion wise, they believe in the Hindu religion and especially Shiva, followers of Shiva. This is the culture. In each village you